you to this basic end user LIMS demo. Let me know if my screen is visible.
It's visible.
Yeah, thanks for the confirmation. Okay, so before starting, let me introduce myself. So I have total of 13 years of experience into the pharma and IT domain. So I started my career with my with pharma domain, and then I switched my career to IT domain. Now I am working uh, in the IT industry as a LIMS consultant. So this is my total experience, and uh, I will guide you through the basic end user LIMS training through this training program conducted by company Connect Consultancy. So I will like to know about yourself. Would you please give me introduction, and like I would like to know your total years of experience, uh, in which organization you are currently working in, and uh, do you ever worked on the LIMS system, and also and why you would like to join this course. So let's start a small introduction of yourself. So who would like to start?
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, my name is Ramu. I am working
Yes.
in data laboratories. My total experience in 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to attend this session. I am interested in LIMS validation. That's why I'm joining this session.
Okay. Okay. And how many years of experience you told?
I have 10 years experience in pharma.
Okay. And so you want to switch your career from pharma to IT, or to grow into pharma domain
Y-
only?
Yes, yes. I switched to pharma to IT.
Okay. Okay.
Okay,
Thanks, Ramu, for the introduction.
okay,
Yeah.
thank you, sir.
Who's next?
Hi, my name is Dharani Kumar also. I have overall 14 years of experience. Currently,
Hello,
I
sir.
have been
This is Kishore speaking.
One by one, please. I think somebody is already speaking.
currently I have been working with Servotron Care Limited as a deputy manager by taking stability lead. So I want the
Mm-hmm.
skill of LIMS, user LIMS. At the starting career, actually, I have 3 years of experience in LIMS. That is basic actually. After that, I don't have any connection with the LIMS. So I wanted to learn once again LIMS. If
Okay.
possible, I
Okay.
wanted to shift to IT field also.
Yeah, okay, that's good. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for the introduction. Yeah, next, please.
Yeah, good evening, sir. This is Kishore speaking.
Good
So,
evening.
yeah, I have around 10 years experience. Currently, I'm working in Medrich as a QC reviewer.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't work any this LIMS earlier. I'm new to
Okay.
LIMS. I would like to know the course details, like what would be the what would be the next for if I switch to next IT field. So that's why I
Mm-hmm.
joined.
Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So we will discuss in this today's demo. Yeah,
Yes,
that's
yes.
great.
Thank you.
Yeah. Next.
Hi, sir.
Hi.
I am Abhirami. I am a fresher actually. Currently working in Arco Lab as a LIMS IT consultant. For
Mm-hmm.
developing my LIMS knowledge, I have joined this course.
Okay. So you're from engineering background, right?
No, I am from pharma background itself.
Okay. And you are working as?
Yes, working as LIMS IT consultant, MDM department.
Okay. Yeah. Nice. Nice. Nice.
Thank you.
Yeah. Who's next?
Hi, good evening. This is Naresh. I'm having 3 years of experience in QA.
Hi, Naresh.
Hello, sir. I'm having 3 years of experience in QA. Along with that, in QA, I have worked more in validation and shop floor also.
Mm-hmm.
Nowadays, I'm getting these words like LIMS, MES. So I need to learn something. That's why I joined this.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Thanks for the introduction.
Along with that, I have one concern. That is, can you please elaborate everything like LIMS and MES also?
Yes, yes, yes. So basically, this is particularly for the limbs introduction. So,
Okay.
but I will try to explain the MES as well. So when we start, I will explain that also.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Who's next?
Hello.
Hi.
Hello. Hi, my name is Vinesh. I am currently working with Ajanta Pharma. I have
Mhm.
14 years of experience, and I also wanted to switch in a IT company, IT
Okay.
domain,
Yeah. Yeah. Nice.
currently in a
Nice.
pharma domain.
How
That's
many
why I
years of
joined this.
experience? How many years of experience you
14
told?
years, 14 years, 14 years,
14 years.
14 years.
Yeah. Okay. That's great. Yeah. Thank you.
Hi, sir.
Hello.
Hi, sir. This is Hariram Krishna.
Mm-hmm.
I'm having 4 years experience in MS and AR&D background.
Mm-hmm.
I want to switch into IT, so that's the reason I choose this thing.
Okay. 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 So anybody remained or we done? Okay. Minesh, you raised your hand. Is there any concern?
Sorry, it's a bad mistake only.
Yeah. Okay. No problem.
Okay.
Okay. So let's start. So thank you all for your introduction. So by listening, most of you want to switch your career from pharma background to IT domain, right? So I also came from pharma background. I started my career into pharmaceutical industry, and then I switched from pharma to IT industry. So currently I'm working into IT company as a LIMS consultant. Mostly I handle the implementation project and the MDM projects. So I will walk you through the agenda of the today's demo. So in this demo, we will cover LIMS general information, like what is LIMS, LIMS requirements, LIMS contents, LIMS advantages, LIMS disadvantages, selection of vendor. Then we will go through LIMS basic workflow, how LIMS works. Then third, LIMS environments and modules, flowchart for typical SDLC for category 4 LIMS system. Then URS. So I am not sure we will cover all this topic into this 1 hour session, but I will try to manage. So before moving to the agenda, I would like to tell you like the market into the market, what is the job requirement for the LIMS, and we will discuss on that. So you will have the better clarity how that what is the situation into the market, how is the demand for the LIMS knowledge. Okay, so basically in the IT industry, if you want to switch your job into IT industry, you will work as a LIMS consultant. So for that, you will require the knowledge of your basic domain, whatever the domain you are currently working in, that knowledge you will require. Plus, you will require the LIMS knowledge. Okay, so then you will work as a LIMS consultant. So basically, the LIMS consultant will work as a mediator between client and the company. So if there is a one IT industry providing LIMS software to the any pharmaceutical industry, so you will be the mediator. You will get the requirements from the client, which is a pharma industry. You will gather that requirements. You will understand that requirements. You will be in contact on the daily basis, or like as per the requirements, you will be in the contact with the client and jot down all the requirements, and then you are going to provide it to the developers, or you are going to provide it to the company and develop the softwares to help for the implementation of the software. After that, this is the first task. second task will be the MDM work, master data management. If LIMS is already implemented into the client side, and you are working as a LIMS consultant into IT industry, then you will handle the master data management projects. Okay, so in the master data management, you have to manage all the master data, which is going to create into the LIMS as per the client's requirements. So clients, if the clients have the SOPs, specifications, right? So you have to create the master data as per their specification, as per their requirements. If you have the pharmacopoeias like EP, USP, BP, right? So you also have to understand the requirement of that pharmacopoeias, and you have to create the master data into the LIMS. So that this will be the two tasks as a LIMS consultant. So the first one is the LIMS implementation. You will be the mediator for gathering the requirements from the client side, providing it to the developer and get it done, test it, provide it to the client and get the approval. So this is for the LIMS implementation. I'm just giving you the overall knowledge for that. So that is not the only job. It is a very deep job, but for that you should have the strong domain knowledge. Okay. Then in your current domain, if you want to grow in your current domain, so some companies like some big pharmaceutical companies develop their own master data team. Okay, so they will find out the people who have the knowledge of LIMS. They will identify them, and they will select them as a core team member. If they are going to implement any LIMS software into their system, into their organization, they'll identify their these team members as a core team member, and then this member will be in touch with the IT consultants like LIMS consultant, and then they will give the requirements of the industry or the pharma industry to the IT industry. They will receive the whatever the development has done, and they will test it, and then they will give a thumbs up. Okay, so this is how you will join the core team into your own organization. And then also after that, also if the company decides the master data will be handled by if the master data is handled in house, which is pharmaceutical industry, then you will be the part of that team. Okay, so this is how there is a job opportunities into the market. So is there any question related to the job opportunities into the market?
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Is there any live project in the provided in this course?
No, this is a basic LIMS end-to-end user demo, right? End-to-end user training, right? So there is no live project we are providing here.
Mm.
But I will walk you through all the aspects of the LIMS, like validation, implementation, validation, then master data management. Everything I will cover into this training program.
Master data creation also provided only the knowledge. There is no live project.
Sorry.
Creation of master data also. Okay, sir. Okay.
Okay. Is there any question? Okay, so let's move ahead. So LIMS, which is basically Laboratory Information Management System, defined as a software-based solution designed to manage and automate the various processes and data associated with laboratory operations, right? So if you see, laboratory is nothing but the a place where all the testings has been done, all the analysis has been carried out to get the results. Information is nothing but the all the data which is generated into the laboratory, and management means all the information which is generated or gathered into the laboratory that we need to manage into the system, which we call it as LIMS. So many of the companies are going paperless. They are going automated. They are using the automated systems So this is also a requirement from the US FDA to for the audit purpose. They insist their clients, they insist their pharmaceutical industries to use the LIMS software for the audit purpose. So this is why many of the companies switching to the LIMS, right? So initially there was a paper work only. So the analyst is going to take a worksheet and then they will write the results onto that worksheet. But now, if the companies are going automated, then every work is automated into the system only. So that this is the LIMS software they are going to use. So we can see the LIMS requirements here. So LIMS important elements are unique identifier, samples and patients, standardized request form, logs, worksheets, checking processes, data protection, confidential, effective reporting system, and effective communication. So if you see, LIMS is not only used in the pharmaceutical industry, wherever there is a laboratory, we can say clinical management, clinical chemical laboratories, then we have the petrochemicals, then we have uh, by then another laboratories also, right? So research and development laboratories also. So that in that laboratory this LIMS can be used. So it have the unique identifier of samples, so every sample have their own tracks into the system, and that sample can be tracked throughout the life cycle of that particular sample. So whenever the sample is getting uh, generated into the LIMS, till their release of sample, we can track the sample. So because of that unique identifiers, okay. Then we have the standardized request form. So LIMS provide the standardized request form, which is pre-approved into the system. So as per the SOP, if you see there are a lot of forms which is used into the QA or QC. So that standardized form we can create into the LIMS and then we can provide it digitally for the users. Then we can create logs and worksheets. So as I told you, so now people are using the paperwork. People are doing the paperwork before implementation of the LIMS. But after implementing the LIMS, they are going to use the digital worksheets. What is digital worksheets? Worksheets will be created into the LIMS, and then analysts just have to log in into the system and enter the results, which is developed by the master data team. Okay. So also we can maintain the logs into the system. So if you can see the calibration logs, instrument logs also we can maintain into the LIMS system. Then checking processes. So after the submission of the results, there will be the review system into the quality control laboratory. So that also can be maintained into the LIMS. All the results entered by analyst can go through the review by the reviewer. Reviewer just log into their system and whatever the results submitted by analyst, they will check if the results are failed, and they can just reject that results. If the results are passed, they can just approve that results. So that also can be tracked here. Then we have the data protection. So whatever the data entered into the LIMS, that have the 100% protection, because that data cannot be spoiled, that data cannot be tempered. So that is why it have the protection. It also, the data which is entered into the LIMS is also confidential data. It the data which is generated from my login cannot be used by another's login. Okay, so that is why it can be a confidential. Effective reporting system. As I said, if the analyst enter the results, submitted for the reviewer check the results, passed it, approved it, this flow is already there. So that is why we have the effective reporting system. We can generate many more reports into LIMS also, like we can generate labels, we can generate COAs, right? If there any other reports which needs to be generated, a stability report like that, so we can generate into the LIMS. LIMS also provide the effective communication for the users. So analyst, if I assign something, if I assign any work to the analyst, that will be visible to his login. If analyst submitted the results for the review, the reviewer can see the assigned task to him into his login. So there is a effective communication which is provided by workflow. So let's move to the next slide. Okay, so is there any question here? Any doubt or any question? We will take questions in between also. We will not wait for the end. Okay, I will take it as a no. Let's move further. So there are, let's see what are the advantages of LIMS. LIMS provide error reduction, quality control, data retrieval options, detailed legible reports, track analyze trends, access control, financial management, integrate with other sites, right? So if we do the paperwork, it have many chances of the errors. So if I writing down the results and if there is a spelling mistake or any uh, a human error can be there, right, at the time of writing. So, but at in the LIMS will not accept the wrong results because we can manage that. We can give the limits to enter the results after if the results are beyond that limit, then the system will not accept that. So it will automatically reduce the errors. Okay, so the quality control. So this LIMS software is mostly used into quality control system, quality control department. We can maintain the quality control by the into the LIMS. We have the data retrieval options. We have the audit reports into the LIMS. We can retrieve the data, whatever the data generated or entered into the LIMS, we can retrieve that. Without we have that option, we can have the audit history, detailed legible reports. As I told you, we can generate any reports which is pre-approved template. We can generate that reports. We can track reports for that particular life cycle of that particular sample. We can track every report for that particular sample, track, analyze trends. So we can create the trend also into the LIMS. We have the access control. Everyone have their own access. Nobody can use another's access, right? So that also can be managed through access control. Then we can have the financial. The next advantage of LIMS is financial management. So after implementing the LIMS, that particular company will reduce the lot of cost after implementing LIMS because everything that is which was paperwork, that is going to be paperless. LIMS also can integrate with other softwares, other equipment instruments, other sites as well. Okay, so if you can see LIMS SAP integration, there is a LIMS instrument or equipment integration also there. So a lot of companies currently having the SAP system in their organization. After implementing the LIMS, they have to integrate the system with the SAP. So after integration with the SAP will SAP will manage the inventory, like whatever the GRN created into the SAP, and after that the quality if that sample needs to move to the quality control for a restriction, then after generating the GRN, that sample will restrict and that lot will be created into the LIMS, and that sample will be only restricted. That particular lot will be restricted, and the sample life cycle will be carried out into the LIMS only. After that, all the results are completed and all the results are approved. Then that material will be released for the further production. So this is how SAP LIMS interface will work. Also, we have the SAP instrument interface. So if we do the integration uh, with the equipment or instrument, so analyst just need to put the sample onto the weighing balance, and then he just have to press to the enter, and that automatically whatever the balance weight is there, that automatically get populated into the system through the interface. Okay, so these are the some advantages of LIMS. Is there any question here?
I have one doubt actually.
Yes, please.
In this course, you will be explaining about instrument integration through LIMS.
No. So this is the basic course actually. So we are not going to explain the interface. We are going to explain the implementation of LIMS software, validation of LIMS software, then the master data creation, and the
What
various models of the LIMS.
okay, what about the instrument integration?
No, that part will not be covered into basic LIMS. You then for that you have to join the advanced LIMS course.
Okay, that is administrator one, right?
Sorry.
That is administrator, that one,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Any other question?
No.
Okay. Okay. So there are some disadvantages of the LIMS as well. So training time and money. So now let's take example. One analyst working into the laboratory from 10 to 15 years old, and now management decide to switch to paperless work and implement the LIMS system into their laboratory. Now they used to work manually, but now they are going to automate the system. But now they will require some training, and training will require some time and money as well, because analysts that will affect on the if they are going to give the training to the analyst, obviously it will utilize their time, and if the analyst is busy with training, he will not work that much he was working previously, right? So that will also cost the money. Also adapting to a new system. So currently they are working on a paper, and they are going to paperless. So after that they have to go through the training, understand the system, then they have to adapt this new system. Then it will definitely take a time to any person to adapt to a new system, right? So because of that, there is a, we can call it as a disadvantage. Cost, purchase, and maintenance. So uh, the cost purchase of the list system, not after that, the maintenance by the IT company will be the very high, because they will implement the system. You have to purchase the system from IT industry. Then there will be yearly maintenance as well from the IT industries. Then backup requirements. So LIMS, you can see the database. If many of you heard about the database, right? So LIMS system will require the database for the backups. So that also will cost company. So these are some disadvantages of the LIMS. So let's move to the next slide. Choosing a system, client responsibilities, requirement specifications. In reality, every lab is unique, has their own types of test, types of samples, set of instruments, analytical methods, and specification. Evaluate labs existing LIMS capabilities, right? So whenever there is a choosing a system, we have to see all the requirements from the client side. So every lab has their own SOPs, their own unique way to work, right? There are different SOPs, there are different specifications. Then LIMS need to check their capabilities as per the laboratory requirements. In order to get a workable LIMS system, a lot of time has to be spent implementing the master data, also called template data, into the LIMS system. Right. So how LIMS works? So LIMS needs to every LIMS needs to implement the master data first. So master data is the backbone of the LIMS. Because of that, only LIMS can be LIMS can work. So that master data needs to be created into the LIMS, and a lot of templates we need to create into the LIMS to provide to the end user. Then we will require the system validation and system maintenance, interfacing capabilities. So if there are SAP, if SAP is using if the client is using SAP already, and then equipments also, instruments also, then we have to check the interfacing capabilities of the LIMS. Then regulatory compliance accreditation status as per CLIA, ISO 1589, NABL 112 clinical technical requirements, HIPAA patient confidentiality, 21 CFR Part 11, HL7 recording, reporting and communication for test reports. So LIMS needs to fulfill all the requirements, all the regulatory compliance that as per the provided data. Confidentiality and data integrity protection. This is the most important aspect for the pharmaceutical industry and laboratories as well. So confidentiality and data integrity protection that needs to be fulfilled by the LIMS. Determine lab's willingness and ability to meet current and future client needs. So there should be after implementation of the LIMS, there will be some configuration or customization required from the client side. So that needs to be determined by the lab willingness. Uh, Guys, give me a minute. I'll be back. Okay, sorry for the interruption. Let's move. Then we have to see the software specification. As managers, we must be updated with software developments, recognize the different generations of programming languages, understand the difference and major developments in application software and system software, know the strengths and weakness of tailored software versus off-the-shelf software, recognize the characteristics that are important in evaluating packaged software application for business use. Okay, so this is for choosing a system. So into the market, there will be various LIMS available. Like I can say Labware LIMS, LabVantage LIMS, Caliber LIMS, Thermo Fisher Sample Manager LIMS, Star LIMS. Right. So these are the LIMS provider, or you can say the vendors. Up among them, we have to choose one specific vendor. So this is why we have to see if that vendor can fulfill our requirements or the client's requirements, and then after that, we are going to implement that LIMS. So basically, mostly used LIMS, most companies will prefer the Labware LIMS and the LabVantage LIMS. After that, like there, then we have the Thermo Fisher Sample Manager, then we have the Star LIMS, and then Caliber LIMS, right? Like that. So this is a web-based LIMS, is a 100% web-based application requiring no installation of software on the client side. So what is web-based LIMS, right? So if we don't have to actually install the software into the system. This is web-based LIMS, right? We just need a link. We can click on that link through any browser, and we can just access that access that link, and we can log in into the LIMS. So this is how that web-based LIMS is working. There is no actual software is required into the system. We can just use the link which is provided by the company, IT industry, and we can use that one. All functions of the laboratory information system can be accessed through an internet browser. This reduces the maintenance cost of LIMS since all the data and functions are stored on the server. As I told you, there will be no software needs to implement, no software needs to install into the system. All the functions of the laboratory information system can be accessed through an internet browser or any other browser. This reduces the maintenance cost. The performance of the LIMS depends on the server, which can be upgraded as per the business requirements. Web-enabled LIMS is based on a client-server architecture where some or all functionalities of LIMS are available through a web interface. The use of web-enabled laboratory information system is limited to PCs that have the client software installed. This system requires maintenance and updating of the client software for efficient functioning. The performance of a web-enabled system depends on both component of architecture, such as the client and server. Right. So this is just a choosing a system. This is not a rocket science for that. So This is just for the information as a LIMS consultant. A LIMS with flexibility, adaptability, ease of evaluation and support, and system speed will most benefit the laboratory. Okay, so this is how LIMS works. This is the workflow into the LIMS. We will go through this flow. You can see master's workflow, right? So the very basic will be the plan. You have to plan first, then you have to register, then the job, then analysis, then QA, and then at the last reports, right? So you can see here sample and test plan. In the master data, first up, very first we have to create the master data into the LIMS. After that only we can start our work into the LIMS. So planning, organization, we have to create the organization into the system, into the LIMS. We have to create roles and rights and responsibilities into the LIMS. We can define the roles, like analysts have specific roles, reviewer have specific roles, approver have specific roles, right? So likewise, manager have specific roles. Likewise, we have to define the roles and we have to create the roles and their rights. Then we have to create the test parameters and methods. As I told you, there will be the specifications, particular specifications from the laboratory side. We have to work on that. We have then if there is a pharmacopoeias also we have to create tests as per the as per that pharmacopoeias. Parameters are nothing but the you can say as a key identifier. Then we have to create a method. The sampling points, we have to create the specifications, we have to create the workflows. So this is how this is all including into the master data creation. After that, the registration, sample barcode labeling. Then we have to register the sample. We have to receive the sample into the QC laboratory, and then that ID will be used throughout the life cycle of that sample. So in the register, we will have sample tracking, sample receipt, sample storage, registration, barcode label, sample routing, add or remove test, and also the labels. I forgot to add the labels as well. Then after that, after receiving the sample into the laboratory, then assignments, the jobs. Okay. Training records checking, instrument calibration and maintenance, work allocation. So work allocation, after receiving the sample, we have to allocate the sample for the analyst for the particular testing purpose, and then each test will be performed by different analysts. So likewise, after the master data creation, depend on that test, we will assign that test to the analyst. Allot job for instrument and or personal. Rescheduling monitor jobs. So this task will be take care into this job workflow. After that, the analysis, inventory tracking, standards, volumetric solutions. So whatever the inventory that is required for the analysis purpose, inventory means like whatever the consumables or any columns for the HPLC, GC, that then your working standards, then your reference standards, volumetric solutions that will require the inventory tracking. Okay. Result capture, test results with history, instrument report attached, calculations, inventory usage, comments, and ELN results. So here we will conduct the analysis and will capture the results. Results will be captured by analysis by analyst. So result can be captured by instrument direct from instrument as well. Like if there is a HPLC interface with the LIMS system, you just have to enter the sample into the HPLC system and the results will be captured automatically into the LIMS. Then after that, the QA. What is the QA? Quality assurance that will approve or reject that will approve, reject or retest the sample. So that decision will take care by the QA. All the approvals, check, review, approve, order, retest, release, report, manage documents, record incidents. So all these tasks will be maintained by QA. After the entering the results by analyst, QA will take care of the review system. If the results are passing, it will approve. System will approve the results. If results are failing, it will reject the results. And if the retest is required, then system will ask for the retest. Then reports, external integration. So as I told you, system can generate the reports. We will have the different reports like COA. Then we have the stability reports likewise. So that is how this is how the LIMS will work. Plan, register, allocate, results, approve, and push. So after generating the results, we will push the results to SAP, and then that material can be used for the further production process. So any doubts or any questions into LIMS workflow?
Sir, how do you
Sir,
prepare
you
the
will
data management system?
Sorry, can you come again?
The data management, something you told, no, during the planning stage, sir.
Mm-hmm.
There data means master index, all the like formula and all you have to prepare there itself, or how it is? I didn't get that master data index, something you told, no, during the planning stage. Hello? Am I audible? Hello? Hello? Hello?
hello.
Yeah, you are audible.
Sir, will you explain this in LIMS or this slide, sir, in training? Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Hey, hi everyone. Sorry for the apologies. Apologies for the interruption. Okay, so what was the question? Sorry.
LIMS flowchart, sir.
Yeah.
Work,
Okay.
workflow.
There was one question related
Workflow.
to master data.
Yes.
Hello. Is there any question related to the flow?
Sir, will you explain this in
Sir, I raised
LIMS
a
or
question regarding.
One by one, please.
sir, will you explain this in LIMS or only in slides, sir?
See, we don't have the actual software because that license will require many authorizations and the cost is also too much. So I will explain. We have the screenshots. I will explain from the PPT only. So like everything will be similar. You just will not be able to handle the software, handle the live software here because that
Okay, sir.
handling the software is not possible into the course into the training program. So for that you have to join the industry only. Yeah, please another question, please.
Hi, sir. This regarding data management system you told us, sir, during the planning phase.
Mm-hmm.
What does it mean, sir? Means you have to prepare the formula, everything, and keep it ready, or how it is?
Yes. Yes. So as I told you, the master data is the backbone of the LIMS, right? So you have to create the master data first before using this LIMS into actual laboratory. The end user will only use the software, but the master data team will create that master data into the LIMS. Then only after that the end user can use that particular software. So let's suppose you want to enter the results for LOD, loss on drying. But
Okay.
if master data team didn't create the test into the LIMS, you will not be able to enter the results into the system. So to enter the to for that we will require the placeholder that we call it as a master data.
Okay. Understood.
Yeah. So that master data management will be the part of the planning, and that planning will in the planning we will create the test parameters methods. Then after that, analyst can enter the results into that test.
You mean to say the space to be recorded for the each and every step of the test,
Correct.
right, sir?
Correct. Yes.
Yes. Okay. Understood. Thank you.
Yeah. Any other question?
Sir, is there any placement assistance or anything you will do, sir?
That you can check with ma'am. So she will guide you on that. Okay. Okay. So let's move to the next slide. So for the implementation of LIMS, so how there will be steps we have to follow. There will be 4 environments for the implementation of the LIMS or development of the LIMS. So first environment will be development environment. In the development environment, we will do the code testing and configuring the software based on the URS. URS means user requirement specification. So after getting all the requirements from the users, we have to document it into the URS. The URS is the document where we will write down all the requirements, all the user requirements. Okay. And then we have to develop that software based on the URS. So like any sample which is manufactured or created into the pharmaceutical laboratory, or any drug which is created into the laboratory, first need to work into the R&D. After that, only that software, after that, only that sample can be created. Like that, this is the development phase. Here we can do any research or any testing here to develop that particular software. Then we have the static environment. Into the static environment, we have to create all the master data like analysis, product, sample plan, item code, instrument, inventory, etc. So all the master data we will create into the static environment and we'll keep it ready for the further procedures. Then we will have the validation or quality environments. We have to test all the modules functionalities in the OQ, operational qualification, the based on the approved URS by using approved test protocol and test scripts. So we are going to see this into the this training program. Then the last environment, which is the actual environment on which user is going to work after implementation, which is production environment. This environment is end user environment. After successful completion of quality testing, end user will perform the PQ production qualification or user acceptance test by supporting from LIMS core team. Okay, so initially I told you as a LIMS into the your own domain, you will be selected as LIMS core team. So this team will do the user acceptance test or PQ into the production environment. So these are the environments. LIMS will go through the implementation phase, and we are going to see this into particular course. Okay, I think quick time check. It's 9:56. So if we have any questions, you can ask.
Hello.
Yes.
So in a course, this is a demo, right? In a
Yes.
course, we get to handle the software. If you join, we join the course.
Yeah, that is what I told you. Like, you cannot handle the live software because the getting that software is not an easy task. So
Okay.
they will not provide only one login, right? So there will be the bulk login required, and each login will cost almost there is a lot of cost behind that one login. So that is not
Okay.
feasible. So that is why we will have all the screenshots, and I will show you all the screenshot, all the task on the screenshot only.
Okay.
Yeah. Any other questions? Okay. Thank you everyone for joining the demo. Let's see you around. If you join the course, we will start from the next Saturday, right, ma'am?
Hello.
Yes, yes, sir. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yes.
In this training, we provide all of our documents, ERS documents, functional specification documents, design documents, all are provided or no?
What documents can you please come again? Your voice is breaking actually.
In this coaching, this course, we will provide URS documents, design specification documents, functional requirement specification documents, all our
Yes, yes, yes.
documents are.
So yes, yes, yes. We are going to see how user URS
Yeah.
FRS will be created. That we are going to see.
Ri-
Yes.
Risk assessment also you provided?
What?
Risk risk analysis, risk assessment.
Risk assessment. You mean risk
Yeah.
assessment?
Yeah.
Yes, that also we will cover into this training.
Okay.
See, here we are going to see the basic functionality of the LIMS, then implementation of the LIMS, then validation,
Yeah.
validation activities. Then we are going to see the master data management part.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thank
Okay. Is there any question?
So what is the duration of the course if you select a weekend batch?
That you can check with ma'am.
Yeah, it's a 1.5 month.
Okay, 1 point.
1.5 month.
Okay.
Okay.
What is the fee structure, ma'am? Hello?
Yeah, it's 15,000, 1.5.
15,000.
15, 1.5.
Okay. Okay. You are the certificate provided end of the end of the course?
Yeah, we will schedule one examination. Then you
Okay.
will receive that APJ Abdul Kalam University applicated certifications.
Okay. Madam. How many modules, ma'am, in this course?
Maybe 70%.
Okay. Okay.
For examination, there are 3 attempts.
Oh, okay, madam. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, madam. Okay. Okay.
Ma'am, this course will really help me to switch into IT. Hello.
Yes, as I told you, there will be two job requirements, right? Into the your own domain. If you are working into pharma domain, you will grow into your own domain, or you can switch your career into IT industry as a LIMS consultant.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you everyone for the joining. Let's start the training from next week. See you there. Thank you everyone.
Thank you.
Okay, sir.
Bye.
Thank you. Thanks to all. Bye-bye.
Thank you.